I'm Lisa, the artist behind Lachri Fine Art. Today is Tuesday, so I'm here to critique one of your original paintings or drawings. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. The link is below in the video description and you can submit your work there. Today we are taking a look at this acrylic painting painted by artist Amber Weeks. You can check out more of her work at her website. The link is listed below in the video description. Amber did this painting in a class where she had to choose a 1950s classic illustration and insert herself into the painting, making it a self-portrait. This is such a cool idea. I absolutely love this. Your detail is beautiful. Concept is just awesome. The teacher, I love that they had you do this. That's such a great thing for you guys to learn from. Overall, you did really well with your color choices. The freckles that you've got on your cheeks are just so well done. The lighting, the shading on your nose, the lips, and I know this sounds like a funny thing to pick out, but you did such a good job on your mouth. Weirdest compliment ever. But seriously, you've done just the lighting and shading there really well done. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few things that we could adjust on this to improve on it even more. First, the perspective on the cake is not the same as it is in the picture, and I'm not sure if you did that on purpose or not, so I can't really comment too much on that, but it is a little bit weird, the adjustment that you made on that perspective there, and I don't really have much more to point out on that other than the perspective is different. On yours, you're looking down on the cake more, whereas on the picture, you're a little bit more even with the cake. Now, you've removed the box of powdered sugar, and your cake, it's kind of drooping off to the top there. It's leaning to the side. That is one thing that I would change. I would definitely straighten that out. The other side is perfectly fine, but the side where the box used to be, it just kind of angled a little bit weird there. But the shading on the cake, the way that you did the frosting, beautifully done. You just did such a good job, and the colors overall that you chose for most of this, really good job here. Looking at the self-portrait portion, the first thing that I really notice here are the eyes. They look very flat, which isn't fitting with the rest of the face because you did such a great job shading the face and getting your tones in there. Now, when you look at the little girl's eyes, they are not shaded either, but the shape of them is so exaggerated with them being extremely rounded that makes them appear more like rounded eyes. It works for this style, and it's very typical of a lot of the illustrations that were done back then. Here, you've done your eyes more natural looking, or the shape is more natural, but that also means that they look very flat. The whites are too white. I would definitely tone those down, but just the shape in general, I would do some shading on the inside of your eyes around the corners just to make it look like your eyes are somewhat rounded, that they're not just flat planes. The next thing, if you look at illustrations of this time, the eyelashes were always exaggerated, very dark, very long. And so on yours, I would come back over and do the same thing on yours. If you just take the black, I mean black, they really were lining things with black. Use the black and outline, over exaggerate your eyelashes here. It'll give you more of the look of what they were getting in the illustrations of that time. Next, looking at your eyebrows. Those also stand out more than they really should. Your hair, now I don't know what your reference photo looks like. I actually have no idea what you look like. So I don't know if you are blonde or if you naturally have darker hair and that's why your eyebrows are darker. But in this case, in the painting, you've done the hair to where it's a blondish shade. And so I would definitely lighten up those eyebrows. The only way your eyebrows would be this dark is if your hair was black or dark brown. So by just breaking that up, letting some of your skin show through, don't make them such a straight line to where they're like painted on, which they technically are painted, it's paint. But I mean, make it to where it's more feathered. If you look at the sample, look at the little girl's eyelashes, look, you can see how it's broken up into little lines building up, or different sections, clumps, I guess, how I always talk about clumping the hair, but clumps instead of just one straight line going across. Next, for the skin and hair tone, yours, I'm not sure if you were trying to keep it more like the actual photo or if you were making it look more like how your hair actually is. Again, don't know what color your hair is. But in this case, just looking at the color difference, the color in the little girl in the original one, the artist used a lot of the oranges and reds and pinks, whereas on yours, you went more towards browns, olives, greens, darkened it, used more black in the hair than, whereas with them, they were darkening it with this dark reddish brown. So that is a definite difference there. It's not something that I can really critique too much because I don't know what your goals were there. If your goals were to change it, then that's fine. If your goals were to go more like the original painting, then I would say definitely the colors would need to be adjusted there, both on the skin and the hair, in order to match that look. But either way, the shading that you did do on your face, especially your cheeks and your nose, I just think that came out so well. You did a great job with blending those, especially knowing that this is acrylic. I know that's not easy to do in acrylic, so great job. Next, the details around the entire piece, I would definitely definitely sharpen up. These illustrations of that time, the lines were much more crisp. And so yours, again, feels more like a softer painting, like a normal portrait, instead of the illustration look here. I would definitely go through, like on the bow, on the hair, some of the harsher lines in the hair. Just sharpen up some of those lines. Around the candles on the cake, I sharpened those up. Just some of those lines, not all of them, just a few of them I think definitely need to be a bit harsher, which is actually normally not something that I tell people, but in this case, with this style, it is called for. Now, the last comment here is for the shadow. You've got a shadow that looks like it's going all the way around the cake, so I have no idea where your light source is. Something is definitely off there. If you look at the original, there's a gap between the line along the back of the table where the little girl's fingers are and where the cake is. You can see where the light is coming through there, so it's real obvious where the light source is here. On yours, you've wrapped it around. I think what happened is between making the shadow kind of connect the shadow along the edge of the table over into the cake and then not having the box of sugar there, you've wrapped that shadow all the way around, and it really needs to stop somewhere. So in this case, when doing something like this, if you're making adjustments and you're not really sure where that shadow should be, I would set up a little stage of your own. I mean, you can use pots and pans, like put a pot upside down, there's your cake. Now you can find out, okay, if my light source is here, where exactly is that shadow going to fall? So doing something like that just to have a better understanding, being that, again, you did adjust the original, so you don't know, not having that sugar box there, you're really not sure where that shadow is going to be, and it's definitely, in your case, the shadow is going way too far all the way around the cake, so that would need adjustments there. But again, overall, this is beautiful. This is such a cool design, cool concept, really well done. Your painting techniques are excellent. I'm definitely going to go check out your website so I can see more of your work, because this is amazing. And if any of you want to check out more of Amber's work, that link will be below in the video description. If you have an original painting or drawing that you would like to submit for critique, head over to my website, lachri.com/critiques. Link is below in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new to my channel, I have new video critiques every Tuesday where I'm critiquing your original paintings or drawings, my own speed paintings, drawings, and tutorials every Wednesday, social media tips for artists each Thursday, and artist vlogs every weekend. So if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Google+, all those fun social media sites. The links are below in the video description with everything else. If you want to keep up with news, my newest work, and see real-time clips of whatever it is I'm currently working on. And don't forget to head back tomorrow where I'm doing a speed painting demonstration of this carousel horse in acrylic and airbrushing. I'll see you guys tomorrow.